Hey folks, welcome back to Timberpunk and our Timberpunk Let's Play, not Frostpunk. Before we get going, I'm just going to quickly go around and show you some stuff that I've done between videos, and then we'll carry on. So I have set up the automation for the bot production. The rules are quite complex to get one bot part factory to make all of the bot parts. They are possibly overly complex, but this works. So yeah, I can probably streamline it, but it works with what automation lets us do. So if we have chassis and limbs, we make heads. If we have heads and limbs, we make chassis. If we have heads and chassis, we make limbs. If we have all of them, we pause. If we don't have all of them, we resume. And that should probably be an or. So what I'm actually going to do is just come in and make that an or. For short of any of them, we resume. So these ones only work on if we are sufficiently stocked with any of the components, and that can get you in a state where you're not switching when you're short of things. So if we are short of limbs, we switch to make limbs. If we're short of limbs, I think that might, if we're short of heads, and I think that should probably say, and we've got limbs, then we make heads. And then if we are, the iron teeth use gears, planks and metal blocks to make bot parts. So if we're short of the components to make them, we pause as well. Yes, I could combine this rule and this rule together. It's just easier not to. And then if we've got sufficient stock, we resume. So some of these rules will be valid at the same time, but that's fine. And currently it's set to make limbs as a start. I've done some. I've done a pass over the rest of the buildings as well. Something that I've picked up from using some of the templates is, rather than pausing, we can use assign and remove workers, and that then lets me pause the building if I don't want it to work, and the rule will still work in the background, but we can control whether the building works. And that is quite nice. Picked that up from using the templates which are in here. So for example, if we, and I'm going to use it on this guy, because if we come in here to a run if there are collectibles, so you click on that, you click on here, we then go in here. So if ready to collect greater than 0, assign a worker. If ready to collect equals 0, remove a worker. I've just deleted the rules because I only want those rules to be in effect. What that does is it makes it look neater because you don't have the pause symbol over it. Because we don't have any storage space, he's just going to sit there doing nothing, which is a little bit annoying. And I could go in and tweak that rule to account for that, but what we can do is we can just pause it as well. So we have extra levels of control over that. So he'll go off and do something more useful instead. Yeah, so that's that. The other thing, I was struggling to place the bot assembler. That's because I had the layer tool rolled down. But we need some more science points. We need quite a few more science points, actually. So we'll let the beavers crunch away on the science. The other thing I wanted to show you was we are working on capping the bad water sources in here. We didn't quite get this finished, but without them capped, so the bad water flows through here, through this tunnel, through this sequence of tunnels and off the map. But if you haven't blocked this up, which you probably want to do anyway, it flows into your water source because Mr. Mapmaker is evil. Now, we have annoyed Mr. Mapmaker with our current success. Now, he can't affect us because I'm using a version of the map that exists, and once we've started, it's hard to update the map. But if you play future versions of the map, you may incur his wrath because we have had success. I apologise for that, and Shadow's been having success on this map as well. So yes, you may suffer for others' success. This map is continually evolving and getting harder. Do I apologise for that? No, not really. But what we will do is, I think given that we're now into bad tide season, there's probably no point in replanting that. And we can make use of that land, which they can plant. So what are we going to do today? Once we've got more science, we'll get the bots going. Once the bad tide's over, we'll get in here and get this finished. There are a couple of things I would like to do. We need to get scrap metal going again because we do need robust metal production because we are making bot parts now, and then we will be making bots. We should run the game a little bit faster. I want to be getting up here. We're probably going to just need to delete these trees and we'll start working into this metal. We might need to delete a few thorns. Once we've got bots, I want to start clearing this area. One, under here, there are some useful resources for us. And I would like to start making use of some of this land. And we need a better metal source. We've got a couple we can get to, but this is one of them, so we should start making use of it. So we'll plan for that. We'll clear this bit out first. I also want to get up here. Now this is a bit of a faff until we've got access to treated planks. Treated planks, obviously, with all of this, make it a little bit easier because we can use the curved staircases. But I think we'll try anyway. One, we've got some science here, and then we've got some bot parts up here, and I'm really worried about this. So I'm really worried about this. So I think getting access up here sooner rather than later is going to be wise. So let's start from the top. I did like someone's suggestion that it would be really nice if we had some sort of scaffold structure early in the game. Obviously, I make heavy use of... This is where having the curved staircases would be nice. I make heavy use of warehouses early in the game. I'm not unlocking any of the other platforms because we need our science for sciencey things like 750, like the bot assembler. So yeah, we're making do with what we've got currently. And to be fair, even if we had treated planks, we wouldn't be unlocking the spiral stairs yet. So yeah. And we'll probably end up reworking our access up here to be something like a tubeway. But if we get that built, that'll get us to there, and then we can do a... We could do a staircase up there if... And even if I've got the dynamite, I need to spend 600 times to unlock it because there is dynamite here. Only a little bit, but it is a little bit. So the other thing we want to do is demolish that. Is going to hurt our beavers a tiny amount. But in here is a lot of dirt, not dirt, metal, water, planks, all sorts of things. So we want to start working our way through this slowly. And I want to get back to this water source, and this is going to be a way of getting to it. So it's going to be just slowly chomping through that. We have an botlim. Awesome. Let's run that at ×3, because it's going to take us a while to get stuff done. Getting our forest planted slowly. Yes, it's not the biggest forest in the world, but, you know. One of the things that I'm tempted to do is irrigate up here, because we have a lot of land up here. We have a lot of logs up here as well, so planning for setting up some stuff out of the bowl in the long term. Food's looking pretty good. We've got 1.8k water left, so we've got 16 days worth of water left, which is quite nice. Oh, something I wanted to show you. Some of the features of the map. This thing. I mentioned this when we came around. All of these bad water drains make this thing just insane. This river is nuts, I think. There is a big old relic over here. If we could get to it. Yep. But this is pretty nasty looking. Pretty nasty looking. And the whole map is pretty desolate, isn't it? Until we can do things. We've obviously got the field of aquifers up here, which we will want to try and do things with. But yeah, we probably would benefit from some storages for the things they are using over here. So gears, planks, and metal beams, and let's have those be obtained. That'll help us out a little bit. We are up here, so let's demolish the relic. We're just about at the point where we're going to have the science we need. So actually, maybe we want to remove, or not remove, but move that guy to there. Get rid of that. Put a staircase there. Put that there. I really need the curved staircases. But we can do that. That's not going to work, is it? Nope. Nope. Let's think for a moment. Let's go there. Then we can go there. And we can go there. There. We've got some things we need to sort out. There. Yes, please. Yes, please. So, I didn't mean to put you there. You have nothing to do now, so, and you have nothing in stock, so that's fine. We're going to come up here, and we're going to put you there, and just a quick little bit of automation. stock for scrap metal is 180. So if do a ready to collect as well. So let's do let's start off with template and then edit that. So we will just add district stock scrap metal on save script. So if district stock, if ready collected is greater than that, and district stock, no, that wasn't the bit I wanted to copy. District stock scrap metal is less than 150. Do that. Discard, duplicate, invert, script, and I just like to make that number a little bit bigger. There's a bit of a buffer there. Save and close. Awesome. Let's prioritize getting that built. And then we want to come up here, and that's probably a better run, maybe. There. Like he designed a staircase for us. He's too generous. But delete that tree. And then we need to get across here. That gets us to another relic and some bad water, which is awesome. So we've got some limbs. We've got some heads. We just need some chassis. And we can start making bots, which is very cool. Video 3. Bots inbound. Let's start clearing these trees out. Let's just highlight that whole area to be cut. Again, we'll just grab that. Awesome. Oh, we need to plant a few more oak trees in here. There. So I also automated this and the water dump. So these now close when it's drought or a bad tide, open when it's not. And this is automated as well. When the water depth gets below 1, it turns on. What we could think about doing is putting in a few mangroves. So if I came in here, put staircases there, and there, put one there, then you can plant a few. Yes, it doesn't give us loads, but it gives us a few, and it's essentially free food. If I put a staircase there, you can't quite get down there, so we'd need to put in another forester to plant those, but we can manage that. And you don't get any of those, so we'll need to put in a forester to do that. So we'll just stick you, we put you there. Maybe what we do is we put a ladder there and put a platform there, and we can put a bunch in here. They'll dry out at some point, but we can maybe manage that later on. We need a bit more path. This does need some rules. So this needs, and apologies if you don't like the automation. Generally, the reception to automation was very positive, so I am going to keep showing it. What chassis is, and we're going to use assign workers to. Oh yeah, I am going to show it. If it gets too tedious, I will. If I feel it's getting too tedious, I will be cutting it out. But most people seem to like it, so I don't think many people are using it. Not many people that I've seen are using it. So yeah, say yeah, save, and then the other one we want is what's in district. So what we're going to do is, if we have chassis, and we have heads, and we have 4 limbs, and the number of bots is less than, I'm going to go for 12 at the moment. We have that. We can then get rid of all of those because we can use the invert rule option now. So if we don't have chassis or heads or less than 4 limbs, or there are more than 12 bots, we remove the workers. And for now, we're going to have to use beavers to make bots because that needs a lot of science. That's that sorted. Right. Let's prioritize the removal of that. We then need to get across here. How big is that gap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could afford the 3-by bridge. 2, 4, 5. Is it going to be a 3-by and a 2-by? So let's also delete that tree because I don't think can we bridge over thorns at that level? Or we can. So we could go there. We then need to reach all the way to there. So the 2-by gets us to that point. I do 3-by. The 2 3-bys gets us across there. So I think we do that. Yes. And yes. So, and then this, and then we empty those limbs because we've suddenly got a lot more limbs, but I don't want the storage capacity for limbs. Then we'll try and get over here, get these heads, get this science. I am waiting essentially for our first disaster. Because you know it's coming, folks. You know it's coming. We'll put in a lumberjack up here. Up down these trees. And start working our way towards these aquifers. We do need... Got you. You actually cover all of those. So... There we go. We probably need more than one. We could just throw you there and you'd be good. Cool. Right, the next thing we want to do is delete those. That gets us in there. These guys are busy working on that. Bad tide is over. That's awesome. Right. Those are in. That's in. So let's plant our mangroves here. That is built. So you... Okay, we need a few more platforms. Put you there and there as well. This guy had started planting but didn't get very far. But if these get built with a quickness, then they should be able to plant a whole load more. Has this drained out yet? Okay, that's a problem. That's a natural dam. So those are paused. I think what we want to do is that's going to hold the bad water in. Is, I hadn't spotted that. Sneaky. This way. And this way. I'll demolish it from above. Dang it. Okay. Well, I guess now they're not spewing bad water. We can finish building this from above. That's okay. Where are we? I'm lost. Yeah, we can finish building that from above at least, which will help. Bad tide drain in 2.1 days. Ooh. That's sneaky, sir. That's sneaky. So in a bad tide, suddenly we're going to get a whole load more bad water coming through there. Well, Mr. Mapmaker, those are new. That looks like it can handle more capacity. Maybe. So if I block those, we're going to step out that. Right, so we're going to take a two-pronged approach here. We're going to block that. A lot of vacancies at the moment. Not good. Where are all our, I guess, given we finished the bad tide on a lot of water, we can increase our population. I did say I was going to limit it to 50, but we might need to go a bit higher. We might need to go to 55. Let's look where we're missing levers. Probably not too bad. We need them in the district centre. We need builders. And actually, that might be okay at the moment. Fluid dump. We definitely want them in. Food factory. I'm going to accept the hit on. Foresters. For now, I'm going to accept the hit on. Gather a flag, the same. Hauling post will drop down to 3. Do we need 2 industrial lumber mills running? Deprioritize one of those. Inventors are all deprioritized. Okay. So, my concern is if we step this out one, that should be all right. Should be all right. So how are we going to build this without getting contaminated beavers? Essentially what we need to try and build, we'd really do with the double platform at this point, but, you know, needs must, folks. Needs must. It's going to be a little bit messy, but we can always rework it, which means we won't. Oh, could we no, we can't unlock those because we don't have enough science. So let's plan first and then execute. Permeable floor. Did put the impermeable floor there, yep. Impermeable floor. Do there. So we just need a levee there. And that's where having overhangs would be nice, but we're not going to get those unlocked in time. So if I do that, that's going to splash it that way. So probably what we need to do is that and that and that, so that it sends it that way. If I do that and I build it from there, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up to there. And vertical water doesn't contaminate, so as long as they don't stand on that one, we should be okay. So we're going to get them to build this from there. So this is going to be very messy. Mr. Mapmaker, I dislike you, sir. It's a diabolical place to put stuff. truly is. Quickest way would be over the top of that, but you know. There. Then what we're going to do is prioritize the things for the staircase. Then what we're going to do is bring over the materials that we need for the staircase. And then we're going to try and build it. If we get contaminated builders, we need extract. If we get contaminated builders, they may be going off to live on a farm. Right. Let's unlock some more science, shall we? Let's demolish that. So currently we don't have enough bot parts to be making bots, so but that would get us chassis. The way we could achieve that is by deleting that storage, but I'd rather not do that. So let's high prioritize deleting that tree, and then we'll just empty it. Okay, so you can be paused. You should be a supply, really. I guess because I've super high prioritized this, they're not getting to the deleting to get us the bot parts. Right, alternative strategy. Now you do it. No. What's going to win? Cutting down the tree or deleting the tree? It's drought approaching. That's good. That gives us time to get this built. T. We can do V. Remember, we have Unstuckify installed, so we shouldn't have a problem with beavers getting stuck. Which one have I missed? You. You. Right. You have nothing to do. Okay. Okay, can you not reach those? You cannot reach those. Okay, that's fine. Go do something more productive. Seriously, you got to 69% built and buggered off. You just can't quite reach that tree. Of course you can't. Seriously, someone delete this tree. We've got 2 chassis. Making our first bolt. Bizarre. Over here, we haven't got around to putting these platforms in yet because priorities. Let's free up that beaver. Water is up to 2.5k, which is really nice. Hopefully the drought doesn't go super long. But it being a drought is kind of nice because it gives us time to build this without bad water flowing all over us. Hey. I guess I should have left that because then we could cut down these trees. But let's put it back. They're not supposed to be cut. I did not cut the trees. You are marked to be destroyed. Awesome. And to get to that, we need to delete some thorns. So that's fine. I think we want to unlock the builder's hut now. And we're going to put that there. No, we don't have 100 science at the moment. Okay. Did I not? I didn't prioritize those. That was dumb of me. So there's the drought. Population problem largely solved. It's a 9-day drought, so we should be absolutely fine for water. We now can't make any more bots, which is a problem. We're not yet at the point where we can be uncapping or bad water discharging water sources. We could be thinking about a steam engine. Probably have to move that. Or hook this up through a longer thing. What we don't have at the moment is any bot charging, but we genuinely don't. Oh, we do have a way to generate power. That needs 200 times. So, yeah, no. We have enough medical beds. So, yeah, we need more science, basically. So I really need to get the number cruncher up and running, which is even more science. Can't get to that yet. That's a way off. Yeah, that's a way off yet. You can still get stuff. Cool. Could also put a lumberjack up here. Not very efficient, but it'll do a job until we can be more efficient. Is a relic there? So let's work on getting to that as well. We got enough. Yeah, we'll get these cut down as well. Right, that's going in, which is good. We can obviously delete the horrid scaffold structure once it's built. Get those few trees cut down as well. Awesome. Right. Plant those, please. So I'm assuming that, yeah, you can gather those. we need a gatherer for these. So I put you there. Need you to be able to gather everything that's planted. Interesting. Ah, okay. Maybe it would be better to put you closer to this one. Maybe we put 2 in, and then I could let these spread. That, yeah, that would work, because we can just use that and that. And then we can unplant those and let them spread. Right. Now you can now go. How are we looking under here? Oh, we've got loads of science now. Cool. So let's... Charging station. Builder's Heart. We can make bots straight away. That's getting in. Brilliant. Hopefully we can get that done during the drought. If I moved those, I could put the engine there, couldn't I? There, like that. How are we doing under here? Oh, there's another relic there on the bridge structure. Right, this is all in. I think that's sealed enough. I'm a little bit nervous about that. I've got to admit. Tempted to just throw in some more levies there. I'm pretty sure that's sealed. I'm pretty sure they emit from the end of the pipe. Because, like, over here, only the end of the pipe is visible. But I'm also having a moment of doubt. So, yeah, I'm 99% sure that's the case. But for the sake of a few logs... Oh, that's weird. We'll be 100% sure. Right, that's been cleared. So, do that. Cut trees. Gather relic. Yeah, once those are built, and let's just up the priority a tad on those. We will empty those guys. And we're going to need one more set of platforms there. Then we can put the power steam engine in, which we've got the science to unlock. You've got the components to build, so good. Who's got nothing to do in range? You. Right, well then you can be paused, and that gives us access to this guy, which can also be emptied, which gives us 5 more bot heads. Right, so let's delete that. Delete the path there, delete that there. Our steam engine. Yes, please. And what we will do is have this set once it's been built. Discard. Close. We'll set this so that it only runs during the drought, because that's when we should, the only time we should need it to run. And there's only 1.5 days left of this drought, so we'll just wait now. Right, that's in. That first one is nearly blocked up. Hopefully they can get that done before the drought ends. We've got a lot of water left. Those are all planted as far as they're going to plant. So let's tell them to not plant anymore and they will spread. These won't spread because there's nowhere for them to spread to, but you know. And let's put in a storage down by the housing. Let's start building over this way. Mangrove fruits. We'll start building some storage down this way for our foods. We could maybe do with more scrap metal being ripped out. Maybe do with taking some of these thorns out. But once we have more bots. So that's getting built. Okay, so a whole load of things have gone. Okay, so that second drain has kicked in. We have this bad water source is going to become active. And that should just spill off the back of the map for now. And in 100 days, we're going to lose this. Which is fine. So this is one of the first things that I was expecting people to spoil. Under here is an unstable core that takes out the area you're tempted to build. But we've got 100 days, so it's fine. So this is going to kick in 10 days. This should just flow off the back of the map. If it doesn't, it should flow around here and flow off here. And yeah, this other bad water drain, we're in the process of getting blocked up anyway. So I think we're okay. But we have to be cognizant of this. We've got 100 days of this. So, you know, in 100 days' time, we have to have moved away from using this area. And we have to have established a new industrial site. It would be good if we got this built. I'm just wondering if we're going to be able to get this stuff built. Let's finish getting that built, and then we'll see what it says. And we're also going to have a little look. So, impermeable floors in there, and then we've got that, and then we've got impermeable floor. If we go here with this guy, we've got the moment a lot to be built still. But we have platform, impermeable floor, platform with impermeable floor. So I think we're okay once we get all of this built. I think the issue is probably that they can't access that. My concern, I wonder if I put, I'm going to use a triple bridge. No, because they won't be able to get across there, will they? I'm going to have to build another stack up here. Because that should let them come across here, across to this block, and then build from there. So they should then be able to do it whilst staying clean. And we have our first bot building. Awesome. Let's put a ladder there. Get you working and you working. We're getting those built. So those are almost in. Those are in. So I am just going to put in that as well. I know it's not needed. I don't think it's needed, but I'm just feeling a little bit paranoid. So I'm pretty sure the map maker's out to get me. Right, we've got 2 bots now. Awesome. So, yes. Wasn't expecting this. I was expecting this. And I was expecting someone to spoil this. I've now spoiled it in the thumbnail, but that's my prerogative. So, let's just get these guys to be coming back when they can actually do stuff. I guess they can only build one of those at a time. Water supplies are filling up nicely, so I think... Oh, probably we should be unlocking the large water tank, but let's get another water tank going. Let's get some more haulers going. We have another drought approaching. Awesome. And then what we want to do is create rule if season equals drought, resume, save, duplicate, invert, save and close. That's that sorted. And I think really now I want to be waiting for enough science to get the number cruncher in. That is kind of our problem at the moment. I'm sure some of you would like to see tubeways, but I think science is kind of going to be holding us back. We could do with more logs. So let's enable that. And I think the way to do that is why are you not thinking about cutting down trees? There we go. Let's get all of those marked for cutting. Roll back down, roll back down. There we go. So we've now got a bunch of logs being cut, which will help with that. I'm not too worried about getting to the bad water at the moment. Our water supply is sufficient at the moment. Let's get some more berries picked. Actually started to get mangroves coming in. Awesome. So that's getting built now. We can demolish all of this and recover it all because it's a mess. Got 4 bots. Really nice. We'll run up to the point where this bad water source activates just to check how things are with it. We maybe want to start looking at pumping bad water next as well. How much power are we generating out of this? We've actually got quite a bit spare. I wonder if we move this and put some more industry in here. I know we've got a limited time with it, but how many injured beavers have we got at the moment? 8. We could probably do with some more medical beds then. Reset that to be emptied. What we'll do is we'll just delete it. More gear production, please. There's the drought. So this should have enabled this. Let's make sure it's prioritized by haulers. I'm just thinking that to make the number cruncher, we need 100 gears, which is a lot. So we only have storage for 60 gears. So maybe it would be sensible to just come over here and throw in storage for more gears. And you could maybe do... And we're going to recover most of the resources from this, so... That's not going to connect. So we would need to do that. I think we're going to finally, they say, we're going to think about tapping into this. We are going to use the Don't Block Builders tool. So that should, yeah, do that. I'm keen to try and ramp up the production of some of the basics that we need. Whilst we can easily. So you are going to be no. If season is now on, season equals temperate, resume, save, duplicate, invert. Yep. And we want you prioritized by haulers. That actually wants to be a dam. And then over here, we are done. So we can recover all of those. And odds to improve. Prioritize rubble. 0.7 days on that bad water source. And we can also come in and do that one. And let's build the platform, darn it. Did that get the prioritization by haulers? It did. Awesome. So that was all taken. So that can go and that can go. Yeah. Those can go as well. And then that can go. I guess those can go as well. Right, and those are done. And our bad water source has started. So if we come over here, we are in a drought, so we cannot see. We need a few more bot chargers. And again, let's make use of that. Your power saving, because we why lack of gears, planks, metal blocks, lack of metal blocks. Okay. Yep, lack of metal blocks. That's fine. And then because there's not enough components, that's been paused. But no, this one's had workers removed. This one's been paused. And therefore this isn't running because it doesn't need to. All makes sense. It's a process, folks. And then these guys are doing their thing, and we are starting to farm our logs, which is cool. We've almost got enough science to put in the number cruncher, actually. How close are we? 60 science away. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We could do with more scrap metal extraction, which means we come down here and start the process. So let's also demolish those blockages. And you get one of them. But yeah, all of our metal blocks are going into building these. We should give that guy a storage for scrap metal. And that's going to be it, folks. I think we are good for water to get through this drought. We're good for food. We've got our first bots coming. We've survived our first challenge from Mr. Mapmaker. We're starting to break our way out of the bowl. And I think maybe we'll start to try and work our way up to the aquifer field next, assuming we don't get thrown another little challenge. We'll continue once we've got the 12 bots. So the plan is to have bots in the district centre, and we could maybe switch that now, because we've got 5 builders essentially, which is more than we had before. Start clearing some thorns, start working our way up here. So there's some resources under here we can grab, which will be useful. Maybe plant a forest up here. And we could just expand the forest here a little bit. We could just put another forester in. Just do that. That is kind of the nice thing about using automation. That things don't have to be maximally designed, because they'll do what they can do and then they'll go. And the farm is plenty big enough at the moment, so we'll do that. That'll get us more logs. This is going to help with our water, because it'll give us something we can pump during a drought. So that's good. Maybe look to expand the population even more, although I'm not sure what we need them for. I'm really keen to expand the bots for building stuff. We need to look at, in the long term, moving industry, but at the moment I'm keen to just expand it more around here, and then we'll just relocate it sometime before this goes boom. Yeah, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. If you're new to the channel, maybe go check out my other Timberpunk series, and see you next time.